Hey guys, I am back. As you may have heard, I came down with coronavirus and got rather sick and ran out of my bank of casts for the channel. So, very sorry for missing a whole bunch of uploads right in a row. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I am recovered at this point. You might hear just a little bit of coughing left over during the cast. That is it. Thank you everyone for the kind wishes and everything. Me and the family healthy once again. So here we go, back to daily uploads here to ArtosisCasts. Thank you for your patience, and I promise not to miss any more. All right, so we are resuming right now the Asian Championship from the Bombastic Star League season number 15. We're in Group A. This is a best of 3, and this is the loser match between Nada and Soso. Soso, a very aggressive Zerg. Nada, kind of standard Protoss overall from what we've seen. And I guess the most exciting thing here is the fact that we are playing on Longinus 2. Longinus is a very old map. Like, we used to play this map all the time in maybe 2006-ish, I want to say, something like that. 2007, maybe. But it was one of the most popular maps. It is not played anymore, so I'm actually really surprised to see it, but I'm really excited, too, because I have such fond memories of Longinus. Definitely a lot of cheese went on this map. It is a 3-player map, and it's got a very flat entrance to the natural, so you definitely would see a lot of cheese back in the day here. But also, the layout of the map allows for really big macro games as well. There are 12 bases total here. The third base is a mineral only, just to point out. But yeah, kind of wild to see this being played. Anyways, you can see that already Soso playing very aggressively, getting pool first and gas before any hatchery. 6 slings being made. But Nada, I mean, he has already got a forge, so that is pretty damn nice for him. He is going to go ahead Nexus before a cannon. He unfortunately did not scout Soso first. So let's see if he can actually hold this correctly. 6 slings popping out. He's going to start a cannon here momentarily. Those are definitely going to get here before the cannon is done. So I am a little bit nervous for him. Here comes the probe. Oh my god, Soso doesn't know where he is either. Okay, he turns and starts chasing the probe. This is like so lucky from Nada. Well, I guess Soso got lucky first because Nada scouted in the wrong direction. But then Nada got so lucky because Soso is literally sending his lings in the wrong spot. So as his overlord sees this choke, honestly, I'm surprised he went that way. When he saw the probe coming from that direction, you have to assume that's second scout, right? Like, there's no way that he just scouted. Weird. Anyways, Soso going to run down here. There are probes blocking a second cannon. Very, very smart. Circling speed is not done yet, but it will be relatively soon. And the only thing I can say here is I'm fairly certain that we should see Soso play aggressively from here, right? Like, he's got Zergling speed almost done, which means this probe will be picked off. And there's just no scouting that'll be done, right? Like, you can just prevent anything from coming out and scouting you with the speedlings as soon as you kill off this probe, which will be pretty quickly. So we'll see. Now, he just started mining gas again. That's kind of a giveaway here for Nada. When you see drones back on gas after speed is done, it's like, well, you don't even have a third hatch yet, man. Like, what are we saving gas for here? Very likely a Hydralis den. We'll see about that momentarily. I guess he could go Spire. Like, go layer very quickly into Spire. And, of course, there is some other crazy stuff that you could do as well. Yeah, there's the layer. Could do something like a quick lurker draw. You know, one of the funny things about Longinus here, I guess we can see at this Zerg main a little bit better. This is, like, just a blocker, right? You're not on high ground in your main base, so you, like, it's a huge difference whether you are on high ground or you have a blocker like this, because you can't see past the blocker without something in the air. Whereas if you have a high ground base, anything you put on the edge, you can see, for instance, an Overlord over here trying to get lurkers into it. Here, you're not going to see it until it pops in. So that becomes a rather big issue if they do go for some sort of cheese like that. Now, we'll see momentarily. If he does want to go for a lurker drop, probably needs to go for that Hydralis den pretty soon. +1 is on the way for Nada, as is the cybernetic score. Yeah, there's that Hydralisk Den. Okay, so this is definitely going to be a lurker drop, I think. I'd be pretty surprised if it's... What? 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 Spire and Hydralisk Den? What are we doing here? I really don't know. I'm very unsure as to what Soso's actual plan is, because going for both techs, like, he might have put this in the front as something to throw off Nada in case Nada gets out here and sees it or something. I don't know. And now he throws down a creep colony, so maybe getting a little bit nervous about a Zealot walkout, which is a pretty common move anyways. Citadel going up in the main base here of Nada. All right, well, I mean, there's no lurker upgrade, there's no drop upgrade, so it's pretty clear it's going to be Mutalisks. With one cannon on the way and a Corsair being made, I guess 6 Mutas will beat that. But we'll see how it turns out. The 4 Zealots coming over, he may need to actually commit into defending against these Zealots a little bit with the Mutalisks, which would buy a lot of time. So here come the Zealots, and he's going to see the Hydralisk Den. So that's... Maybe this is what this was for. This was like kind of a red herring or something, right? Like he's trying to throw him off a little bit. Now the Ling's going to end up dying here against these Zealots, but obviously the Sunken helping out so much. Ooh, just barely doesn't lose that. Ooh, and he should have seen those hatch. A second cannon is actually almost done. Third cannon up here, another cannon in the mineral line. Corsair turns around, he's going to have 2 Corsairs. You know what? I think he's totally fine. So Soso here is going to be playing 2 Hatchery Mutalisk. Oh man, 2 cannons and 2 Corsairs. Seriously, this is not looking super hot. Now, 6 Mutas technically beats a couple Corsairs. He is going to go up and attack the Overlord, and the Mutas do want to go ahead and try to save that. Unfortunately, he won't get there in time. So not the cleanest play coming out of Soso. All right, takes a bit of damage. Few Scourge over here now as well. That third hatchery is almost done. Not many drones. 18 drones against 41 probes. This is looking pretty bad for Soso. He has got to make like a very powerful move very, very soon. I'm almost surprised he hasn't thrown down another cannon here. It's like the only thing that can go wrong is you lose control of your main base. All right, 4 Corsairs are out. That +1. Not quite halfway done. Hydralisk speed on the way, so we are going to have a continued all-in here from Soso. God, this guy's aggressive. Corsairs continuing to be made. Templar Archives is out here as well. Ooh, he can actually... Well, he is making a couple of High Templars. Maybe for an Archon, since he's playing against Mutas. Which, of course, wouldn't be too helpful against the Hydras. There is Overlord speed on the way, by the way. Kind of important, because obviously if a DT pops out at this point, any rush you're doing is going to be shut down if you don't have an Overlord there. More Hydras being produced. Psystorm is on the way. It's got the +1 with +1 armor. Bunch of gates coming up, looking pretty clean right now from Nada. This, if Soso wins this, it's going to be really quite miraculous, to be honest. Oh, man, he even loses the Scourge. Okay, this is starting to become some true domination at this point. Oh, man, those Mutas are so badly hurt. All right, flying home. There is an Overlord here. Will he stop to kill it? No. Oh, yeah, turns around, decides to kill the Overlord off. Now, there's a almost surprising amount of Hydras here. He does have the speed upgrade. I don't believe he has range yet, so actually still pretty hard to bust. Overlord's speed is now done, and he does see Hydralisk popping out. So at this point, it's just about staying alive against the incoming Hydra, and since this is a 2-base build, the Muta's getting absolutely shredded. 2 Psystorms are going to be available, as well as several Zealots. More gates coming up right now as well. Corsairs +1. My God. Okay, Soso is dead, man. Like, seriously, look at the supply difference here. 18 drones, 31 army supply, 47 probes, 54 army supply. It's not even close at this point. Now, obviously, the Corsairs are not as useful against the Hydras. They're still useful. They can still do things. They won't take part in the battle. But between Psystorm and... Ooh, we got that little bug where they run into each other. You know, the... Between the Psystorms and the additional cannons, there's no way to break this. Soso is super dead, and he's about to find that out. I don't think he's even seen what's going on. A huge amount of Zealots coming out. Honestly, he doesn't even need the Zealots at home. This will hold easily. All right, here we go. Comes in with those units, trying to target down one of the High Templars here. Doesn't have a Storm yet. Doesn't quite get it either. Decent Psystorm goes down. Hydra's coming forward. 5 High Templars in here. I mean, you can't do anything here. Zealots going for a run-by, going for that counterattack. I think we're literally just going to see GG from Soso. Look at this. There's just nothing. It's like 4 cheeses in a row, none of them working out. And Nada, very deservingly, going to be able to take this first game. 4 drones. Trying to fight off the Zealot hordes. But no, nothing really left over. Lurker upgrade on the way. That is an optimistic upgrade to be researching right now. We even have Dragoon range at home for Nada. Not even really needing the rest of his army, to be honest. We're down to just 13 drones now. The Hydra's coming back. But I mean, as more units continue to flow out, you can't keep the production up here with 13 drones. GG. Nada wins game 1.